Yeah. Yeah. Now let's look into this example, what I'm trying to say regarding classification of a cost. I've given an example where I've taken the cost for 300 units and 400 units. I have cost of three categories: material, rent, and electricity. Material is 6,000 for 300 units and 8,000 for 400 units. Rent is 10,000 for 300 and 10 for 400. Electricity is 5,000 and 6,000 for 300 and 400 units respectively. Now, how do I classify them into three categories? Fixed, variable, and semi-variable. Now, when I say something is a fixed cost is a cost which is not going to change irrespective of my activity level. That is, my total fixed cost is going to be same for how many ever units I'm producing. Now, if I see the material cost, is it same for both? The answer is no. Is rent same for both? Yes. Is electricity same for both? It is no. Therefore, my rent becomes a fixed cost because this has remained constant for both my levels of production. So fixed cost is a cost which is going to be same for all the levels of production. Now let me come to the second classification, which is my variable cost. When do we call something to be a variable cost? If my cost per unit is constant. Now let me look into this. My material cost is 6,000 and 8,000. That means it's definitely not a fixed cost. Electricity is 5,000 and 6,000. Again, not a fixed cost. Let's check, is it a variable cost? 6,000 divided by 300. That gives me 20 per unit. 8,000 divided by 400. 20 per unit. Therefore, my cost per unit is constant for both 400 and 300 units. So material cost is a variable cost. Let me look into the electricity. 5,000 divided by 3,000, that comes to around 1.66 or 16.66. 6,000 divided by 400, 15. If you look into it, my cost per unit is not constant. Therefore, it is not a variable cost. So my fixed cost is a cost which is going to be constant. My variable cost is a cost which is going to be constant per unit. Last comes the semi-variable cost. If a cost is neither fixed nor variable, we say that to be semi-variable cost. So in this case, electricity was not constant for both 300 and 400 units. Neither was it constant per unit. Therefore, we say electricity to be semi-variable cost.